everyone. Just calling Matt in quickly. Good. Hey Matt, what's up?
No, nothing much really. Ready to say some hot sauce. I've just had a slice of pizza to help with the burn. Yeah, I've got some salty cracks as well, so I should be fine.
Good idea. Well, we've got a couple of people on so far, 10 people on. So hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to our first ever Instagram Live. Hopefully the first of many.
Our first ever Instagram Live ever in history.
Ever. Yeah. So be patient with us. Be kind. We're figuring it out. See, Carl Safa Racing says, hello. Let's get Matt all spiced up. So Carl's ready. I'm pretty sure that everyone has guessed, even though we haven't really said it, but the guest that we're going to have on today is David from Picante Chilli. So that's super exciting. He's, we've been working on it a long time to get their sauces up on our site. So we thought, what a great way to introduce them to all of our followers and fans and do a bit of a live tasting. So I'm actually going to call David in. See, is already watching us.
I can see Chris. How's it, Chris? Who else can I see down here? It's a bit difficult to use the phone and read the messages. Hey, David. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Okay. Well, Cal, should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started. I'll hand over to you, Matt.
Oh, well, I didn't know it's prep, so I thought you were going to MC, but no worries. All right, David, thanks so much for joining us. And yeah, our first Instagram Live, and we've obviously just listed your sources this week. So really, really exciting. Maybe you could just tell us a little bit about how you got into hot sauce. Where did Picante come from? What was sort of the idea behind starting out in hot sauce?
Sure. I started out everyone Carolina the hour growing a lot so I got into 7-pot Douglas and the other super pots. Make my own pickles originally, making a and it went well, and it took off.
Have you guys got good sound? I'm really struggling to keep up.
Yeah, no, the sound is a little bit inconsistent. I think what might be, it sounds like it's almost picking up some other background noise.
Let me just check if I can't turn off some stuff here. Yeah, sorry, my sound is really, really terrible here.
I can hear you fine. When you're chatting, it cuts out a little bit on my side. I'm not sure.
I've got no back at all.
No, I think we just keep trying. It was a bit choppy for me. I couldn't really hear much. But David, you were saying that you that you made your own. I struggled to hear, but you were making relish or something like that, or
yeah.
pickled chilies.
Pickle with all the super hots, and then quite well. And people started like more and more. Eventually got convinced to start doing it, and that's how it started.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. And
Kept it to over 200.
I'm really struggling to hear. I'm not sure if you've got the same problem, Bill.
Yeah, I do. I'm just checking with one of our watchers if he's also struggling to hear. Oh, Crazy Squirrel says my sound is also battling. Safa Racing, it's only David's sound that is trippy.
It's trippy sound. David, any chance maybe you could, I don't know, it's almost like the microphone's picking up another sound, so it like cuts in and out. Maybe try put the phone a bit closer or something. Let's see if that helps.
Does that help at all?
It seems much better.
Now it seems better, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how it started. We started with a few trees, and then we just started planting more and growing more and trying more super hots, and now we've got over 200 trees at the moment. And
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
So you grow your own chilies, and then those chilies are what you use inside the sauces.
Yes, correct.
Oh, that's awesome! That's really cool.
We even grow the mint as well, for the garlic and mint ourselves as well.
Oh, fantastic! I got the garlic and mint lined up here. It's one of my personal favorites, so I can't wait to get into that. But and the name Picante, I don't know if you mentioned it, because obviously the sound was really bad. But then where did the name come from? How did you decide on that?
Well, it's actually a Portuguese word, which means spicy, and being Portuguese, I just decided to run with it. You know.
I like it. I really like it. And then David, in your range, obviously you've got the garlic and mint, the mild hot, the extra hot, and then the Reaper. I don't know if I'm missing any.
No, that's
out of those, which one would you say is your personal favorite? Which is the one that's closest to your heart?
I would say the extra hot.
The extra hot.
My favorite.
I must admit, it's my favorite too.
Yeah, it's probably about the best one. Most people love the extra hot.
Yeah, I must say, David, we put the extra hot in our one of our sub boxes. I think last month or maybe the month before, and everybody came back and said that that sauce was awesome. So we've got some really good feedback on it.
Excellent.
That's awesome. But David, do you want to take us through a tasting, and let's see how we go? I think we should start probably with the garlic and mint, because to me that's one of the more mild ones.
Yes,
and
I agree.
We're going to do three. So we're going to do the garlic and mint, the extra hot, and then the Reaper sauce for the last one, which one I'm a little bit, I'm excited, but also at the same time a bit nervous.
No, I'm like extra hot is as hot as I normally would go. The Reaper scares me a bit, but a lot of people like very hot sauces. So
you've got 200 chili plants at home. You've got to like Reaper. All right. Well, I've just sort of poured mine out into these little cups because it's a bit easier to spoon it up. But I don't know, David, how you normally taste. I've kind of graduated now to just using a spoon.
That's exactly what I use.
It's just so much easier, isn't it? But yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. The mint is immediate. It's immediate, then the heat just slowly comes in. It's got like a really nice sweetness. And I like the garlic. The garlic it's there. It's not overpowering, although like I can feel it coming in a bit stronger now. But the mint hit is so fresh. It's immediate. It's absolutely immediate, that mint hit. So I really like it. For me, this on a lamb burger, or swap out the old mint chili and pop this in instead, I think would be absolutely perfect. So maybe you can tell us a bit more about the garlic and mint and sort of where it came from, how you guys made it. What
garlic
is it?
And mint, I wanted a garlic and mint flavored sauce. The problem was getting it right. It took me quite a few recipes to get it correct. I think the coriander kind of rounded it off. Once I added the coriander in it helped it a lot. And it was just a lot of trial and error, giving a lot of people samples to try, and everyone went for the one with coriander, and that's why I stuck with it.
You find that, I mean, the coriander, now that you say it, like, it just brings that sort of freshness to it, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's, even to me, like the mint sort of ramps up, because I feel like that coriander is probably just bringing that clean flavor, that freshness, that it tastes good for you.
Yeah, well, it helped tone down the mint, and that was the key thing for me. It was, without the coriander, it became a bit too minty, and then once the coriander was in it, it actually toned it down. And we went with that. It worked.
Sapphire says this sauce will be great on Christmas. So
I agree wholeheartedly.
Roast lamb, roast potatoes.
So I'm saying, swap out the old mint jelly. It's time we use hot sauce for Christmas. And in terms of the chilies that you use, I see here you've got serrano peppers and habaneros. Are those also ones that you're growing yourself?
We grow ourselves, and in the sauce itself, it's actually all the different habaneros. I've got yellow, red, and orange habaneros in the sauce, and the serranos are red and green serranos as well.
I'm going to have a little bit more because it is fast becoming my favorite. Sorry. I love it. It's absolutely delicious. It's so delicious. It's such a fresh sauce. I just want like a lamb burger or a couple of lamb chops off the braai or something just to finish the sauce off. It's really, really, really
It does go really well with the lamb burger. It does.
So yeah, should we move on to which is seeming to be mine and your favorite, which is the extra hot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this one, for an extra hot, it's just the right amount of heat level. I think, I don't really get too scared of this one, which is nice. The Reaper has got that classic super hot smell, and that just immediately makes me sweat a bit. But this extra hot is like the perfect balance for me.
So Chris has asked us what's in the extra hot. So while you guys taste, I'll just read off some of the chilies that are in the extra hot. This is just some of them. Ghost peppers, Carolina Reaper peppers, habanero peppers, which David just told us is all the habanero peppers. Serrano's also in there. It's a beautiful mix of chilies in this extra hot. I hope that answers your question, Chris.
David, what I really like about this extra hot is that it's like a subtle heat. It doesn't hit you immediately. You have a spoonful, or you have some on your food, and you taste and you go, "Oh, this is quite hot. This is nice." And then all of a sudden, that just slowly builds. It lulls you in with that false sense of security. You're like, "Let me have a bit more. Let me have a bit more." And before you know it, you're probably sweating. So
yeah, with our family at home.
Sorry.
Sorry, with our family at home as well. Everyone loves the extra hot, especially on chips and things like that. Everyone goes for it.
For me, I was just going to say it's got a bit of like a tomato sauce kind of character to it, and it's not that like it's tomato sauce. That's maybe not the right way to say it. I could get the tomato flavor, and I can imagine it on chips just being absolutely brilliant. So that's probably tomorrow's lunch sorted now. It'll be extra hot and chips tomorrow. But I really like it. It's, for me, heat level. It's not crazy in terms of the super hots. So for me, it's probably hovering around a 6 or a 7 out of 10. But that tomato, that sweetness that's in it, and just a slow build, I just love it. I think it's a kind of sauce that you can almost put on anything. It reminds me a bit also of like the sort of classic pepper sauce, that goes with any kind of food. It's not too overpowering in terms of flavor, but it's just got that heat that brings the flavor of your food out so nicely. So I personally, it's got to be one of my absolute favorites. I had it for lunch.
With the extra hot, I tried to create a sauce that could be more versatile. I just didn't want it to be direct burn without any flavor. So I'll try to get the heat level as high as possible, with still trying to maintain some flavor to it.
Yeah, it's definitely. That's exactly what I pick up. It's not overpowering. It's not. It's hot. Like I can feel the back of my throat now, sort of just warming up. It's definitely hot. I've got a bit of a gag. It's not COVID. It's Picante extra hot. It's got a bit of I can feel it. It's building on the tongue, back of the throat, but it's not crazy. It's not like, for the guys who want the Carolina Reaper burn your face off, this isn't that. This is going to be your everyday hot sauce. This is going to be the stuff that you put on everything.
Yeah.
Breakfast through dinner. And as soon as we find a dessert good enough for hot sauce, that is. So yeah, next up is the one that's really good today, which is
the one that scares me a bit.
The Reaper. Look, it shouldn't scare you. You made it. You're the mad scientist who put this together.
No, I have it, but I have it in moderation.
I think, and I'm not. Obviously, you'll let us know, but with the Reaper sauce, what I immediately get is that super hot, that I want to say bouquet almost, that smell of the super hots. It's so distinct. It's right there. As soon as you taste it, it's going to burn. Like it's immediate. It almost is. like to me, the way I explain this sauce is it's like every single super hot pepper just sort of mixed into one big bag, basically, is what you're going to be tasting. It's a huge mix of deliciousness. Instant burn, and not too much on the back, so it's sort of gonna burn and then drop down. That's the way I've experienced it, but of course I'm about to take a tablespoon of it live, so maybe that's not gonna happen.
I call it the extra hot on steroids.
Oh yeah. I mean, the super hots just have such a distinct flavor.
It stings. It stings.
You know, it sort of hits in. I can. Oh, it's starting now. I think it's ramping up with that extra hot as well. But it's in. Sorry, my daughter's busy knocking at me. But it's got that sort of instant heat for me. When I first tasted the sauce a few weeks ago, I found it to be sort of like hot and then not hot. Whereas now, but maybe it's because we've had the others, I can really feel it. It's really building. It's staying there. So I can imagine a bit too much of this, and it's going to be trouble.
Yeah, that definitely has a longer burn for a longer period than the extra hot. That's for sure.
How did you find that, David? You said you generally stop at extra hot. So how are you handling this reaper?
I'm fine. It's hot for me. It's something I wouldn't gravitate towards all the time. But it's nice to have on certain things. I like it on braais, especially on meat. We're having a braai. I have quite a bit of it because the meat actually tones it down a little bit, but keeps that flavor there, which I enjoy. But for every day, I stick to the extra hot. It's probably as hot as I go. I'm not as brave as Matt.
No, me neither.
I also just want to make it there's only 10 people on the call, but there seems to be this misunderstanding that I can eat all the hot sauce under the sun. That is a lie. I get burnt to death by these Carolina Reapers.
You're only backpedaling because you've been challenged a few times now to do so.
Yeah, and guys are getting a bit serious with their challenges. It's becoming a bit much. So I can actually really feel this Reaper burning so nicely, and it's just that solid, consistent burn. But in terms of the chilies that you've used, I mean, you've got a proper list on the back of the bottle.
Yes.
All those chilies, which one? Was it just sort of an equal mix of things? Did you put one a bit more of the other, or?
All of them were an equal mix, except the Reaper. The Reaper was a little bit more than the rest, but all of them are an equal mix.
Okay, awesome. I don't know if the guys can see it, but it's serrano peppers, habaneros, ghost peppers, Carolina Reaper, 7-pot douglas, Trinidad butch cheese peppers, peach scorpions, Trinidad Moruga scorpion as well. This has got some serious kicks in it. In terms of our sort of heat range, I would say, we've obviously got quite a lot of Carolina Reaper-based sauces. For me, this is sitting at about an 8 out of 10 for the heat. I mean, there's still a few levels that it could go. Obviously, the extract and that sort of stuff being the top of the tree. So it's not going to be necessarily the hottest Reaper sauce or the hottest super hot sauce you taste, but the burn is so nice and consistent. It really, really is nice. It's not overwhelming to me. Of course, I've tried a few of these now, so super hot's kind of my level now, but it's not super overwhelming. I don't feel like my heart's racing or I'm going to pass out. So yeah, no, this is really, really good. And I can imagine it, all I can think of, you mentioned Brian, I thought, like a pup and sauce, like, with a bit on top, and I'm going to be the happiest man alive. It's really, really, really good sauce.
I think I've tried with all of them to at least keep it flavorful. I mean, I could have just piled Reapers in there and made it super hot with no flavor. But with all of them, I try to maintain where it's hot, but you can still taste the flavor of the pepper.
There's still a flavor to it. I think that's. I mean, obviously, we've got a huge range of sauces now. We've got over 110 different sauces on our site, and one of the things that I found really, really consistent amongst the South African suppliers is everyone is going for flavor over heat. And we get countless people asking us, what's the hottest, what's the hottest, what's the hottest? And of course, we've got a scale of what we rate as the top 3 or the top 10. But I would say every single sauce that we've got is flavor over just crazy heat. I mean, a lot of
Yes,
you guys could ramp up the heat in all of your sauces to 11, and you wouldn't want to eat it. You know, it becomes a bit like, oh, that's not something I want.
for
I
sure.
mean, we don't want that with hot sauce. Like, even though it's hot, we want it to be flavorful. We want the
Yes,
spice, the bit of acidity, that sweetness, the garlic. You want that because that's what makes your food taste good. So, you know,
absolutely.
I really appreciate when a sauce is well balanced, more than just ramping up the heat to 11.
Agreed.
David, what would you say is your sort of like favorite chili to work with or to make sauces with? Is there a favorite? You know, do you prefer
Yes.
the super hot?
For me, the 7-pot Douglas is the most flavorful chili from all of them. I really like the Douglas. I think it's got a nice smoky flavor to it. It's hot. It's very hot.
Yeah.
It's got a nice flavor to it, and it really brings out a nice flavor in food, in the sauce. Once you mix it, it gives everything a very nice taste. I
So
have
when you're making
experimented with
sauce,
some sauces with just Douglas only and other peppers, and coming soon. Coming
coming
soon.
soon.
Coming
Heard
soon.
it here first.
when
Absolutely.
you when you're making the sauces, you know, obviously you've got to taste those chili pods because you've got to see if that's a flavor you want.
Yes.
How does that experience go when you're sitting there with a row
Well,
of super hots in front
well,
of
I
you?
don't suffer alone. I bring in a lot of friends, and everyone gets to taste it. So I don't go down alone. That's for sure.
And I think maybe another question to ask is something that not a lot of us get an insight into because obviously, you know, we might all love hot sauce, but we don't necessarily make our own. What's the one thing that would be like surprising for somebody for the first time if they were making their own hot sauce? It's something that like you didn't expect to have um, where you know when you first started making hot sauce. I know that some of our suppliers talk about the burn and the fact that especially if you're using some of the super hots, it feels like that stuff is in your kitchen and your lounge and your bedroom and your study for days and days and days on end.
For me, it was a smell. It was a smell of once all the peppers are crushed, that really pungent smell that burns you. It even burns the back of your throat. It got to me in the beginning. Now I don't even smell it anymore. People walk into the room and they like choking, and for me it's just like
You see
normal.
they go, it's
I
fine.
don't smell it at all.
Well, I suppose we've got to wear masks all the time now, so at least you can wear a mask while making hot sauce.
But it burns. It really does get you, and it also gets to the eyes a lot as well. People don't realize it, but it actually burns your eyes.
Oh, I can imagine, especially with all that capsicum, especially if you're cooking it, all that coming off.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, luckily, the majority of us only have to taste the finished product. We don't have to be there when it's being made, so our eyes don't have to burn. But yeah, I think the full range of sauces that you've got. I love the branding. I love the sort of clean look. The fact that they're all really consistent.
thank you.
Um, and you know, for me, I chose these three because I must admit that they are my three favorite ones. But I mean, the mild and the hot are just as good. The other two in the range are just as good. And I mean, I was actually saying to Kaylee when we first tasted your sauces, what I think something like the mild hot sauce would work with is a brioche roll. Like it's not crazy hot, but it's got that such delicious sweetness. And I think that's something that's sort of consistently throughout your range, that sweetness, there's a bit of a tomato base. The vinegar acidity is a little less than for me anyway, a little less than the other flavors in the sauce. And in a way that makes it quite unique because I mean hot sauce generally is quite acidic.
Yes,
And your sauces are it's obviously there. I mean you can taste it, but it's not as acidic forward or vinegary forward in terms of flavor. And I
yeah.
think that's quite a
I'm
unique
trying to
thing.
keep it not overpowering.
Yeah, 100%. And I agree completely. I think all of these sauces and the three we tasted tonight are just so delicious in terms of balance. I've still got a little bit left. I might do a little bit more. Why
You're
not?
braver than I am.
Once you've had things like the food bar and stuff, your taste buds disappear. So you have no reason.
I can imagine. Johnny makes some really hot sauces. Sure.
That stuff is crazy. Well, that extra hot. It just sings so nicely. Cal, is there anything else that we want to ask and maybe talk about?
Yeah, so one thing we do want to do on this chat is we want to just do a quick fire giveaway. So first of all, thanks to David for giving us a full range of the sauces to give away, and that is literally 5 full-size bottles, these humongous bottles of sauces. So that's awesome. So essentially the way it's going to go is we're going to ask a question, and the first person on this live to answer in the comments will win the entire range. And I think to reward those that were here from the beginning, maybe give them a bit of a leg up. I think the question should be, what does the Portuguese word picante mean in English? First answer wins. And I'll screenshot the first one that comes in on my side, so for fairness.
And also, I feel like if you're a family member of the Sauce Shop crew, you can't enter because I see our sisters.
Put it on the so the Portuguese word picante, what does it mean in English? There you go. We've got an answer from Naomi. Naomi Athena says it means spicy. I just wanted a screenshot there. So well done, Naomi. You have won. Crazy Squirrel, we're like half a second too slow. Naomi got it. So Naomi, just send us a DM after this live, and then we'll organize to get you your 5 awesome sauces.
So David, in terms of where can the guys find you online, Instagram, Facebook, that sort of thing? Have you got any social media?
At the moment, only Instagram at the moment. I am setting up Facebook as we speak as well. I'm getting that done, and I will be getting a website up as well. So I'm working on that at the moment, but for the moment, it's only on Instagram.
Okay, awesome. And your handle at Instagram, is it just Picante Chilli? I think it was.
Yes, correct.
Perfect. All right, maybe we can show. I suppose we'll be sharing it all week next week as well. So we'll definitely make sure to put it up. And then, David, what's next? Is there anything exciting that you're working on?
At the moment, I'm trying to work on my own version of Tabasco.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I've been brewing a lot of super hots for 6 months in maple wood, and then blending that down with vinegar to create my own Tabasco sauce, something similar, which I've made. I've made the first batch. It's just about 7 months old now at the moment. I've actually got a bottle that I've packaged. I'm sending to you.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a surprise. It was supposed to be. But the only thing with it is it takes a long time. As I've played with it and tried to figure it out, it takes actually a long time because you've got to have that maturity period. You've got to have that several months to mature.
Are you ferment? Does it ferment first and then mature?
Yes, it ferments first, and then I leave it for about a month to mature, mixing with vinegar, which I mix every day, daily. And I find it works. To me, I like Tabasco, so it's something that I find it's a little bit more flavorful, maybe because I've added more peppers to it. Yeah. And well, you'll tell me. You'll be the guinea pig, Matt.
I feel like I've signed up to be a guinea pig. I can't complain. It's literally the best thing ever. Every week, somebody drops off.
Brilliant.
It's just. I'm pretty sure my wife's getting a bit fed up with the amount of hot sauce we have. And she's keep eating hot sauce and everything, and I'm like, well, yes, this is part of my day job now. This is what I do. So no, I'm really. But that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. I personally love Tabasco. It gets a little bit of flack because it's sort of commercial and it's. But I love a Tabasco sauce, the sort of classic hot pepper style. It's one of my favorite kind of hot sauces. It's used on everything, and that's what I love. I like hot sauce on everything. I don't know about you guys, but I love sauces because my wife is not. Well, she can eat hot sauce, but she'll make food and it won't be hot enough. And I always had a bottle in the fridge or in the cupboard ready to just spice up whatever we were eating. So I absolutely love hot sauce. I've loved Tabasco since day one. So anything sort of in that vein, I think I'll definitely enjoy. But that's awesome, David. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh no, it's an absolute pleasure. And yes, thank you for the hot sauce. I mean, I think that's the most important. Is without you guys, without the suppliers, the sauce shop wouldn't exist. And we're just so grateful to have you on board. And yeah, we're hoping we can sell a few of these bottles. And yeah, let's see. But long may it continue. Long may it continue.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Thanks so
exactly.
much, David. Thanks,
Thanks,
Matt,
guys.
for doing the tasting together and giving us some insight into what the sauces taste like. I will save this video and then tag you, David, so that everyone can find it after the fact. Yeah, guys, the sauces are live on the website. So if they sound interesting to you, if you have any questions on it, you can send us a message. You can send David a message. We're all here to help you out and make a good selection. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Have a good evening, guys. Take care.
Yes, thanks. Thank you so much. I think I just see Poppy's posted a comment here, and seeing her name just reminded me. There's another way to win another set of Picante hot sauce, which is by submitting a review of any of the hot sauces on our website. So all you do is go to the page on the website. Chantel or Poppy is, I think, at least 17 reviews in, so she's definitely
He's 29 reviews in. 29
reviews in. So some other guys to do some reviews, or else it's almost a guaranteed win at this point. Source on our website, and yeah, you stand a chance to win a whole range of Picante as well. So yeah, really, really awesome. Thank you, David. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for helping us with the giveaways. Yeah, it's going to be really, really great. I hope you guys enjoy these sauces when you get them. I'm sure you'll love them. And yeah, hit us up if you have any questions. But thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Ciao.
Thanks, guys. Bye.